unlock a point. You don't need to take control of a point. You just get that cart and you push it as far as you can. 3 points possible. 3 checkpoints, I suppose, possible with that cart. And we'll see. It's the New York Excel on offense.
I thought New York might play this to play some Pharah on this map. It's been a very good Pharah map throughout our playoffs presented by Xfinity. But it seems New York, at least just to bust out of the gates, gonna use their own bastion.
Man, he's just sticking to the Ash, baby bay. Play to your strengths. I admire it. Great work and a flank as well. So now you step out into the open. It's looking like Libero wants to do something about it, though.
Not the best dynamite I've ever seen.
We didn't see that, Hex. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that, baby bay.
Everyone
Keep your
saw
confidence.
that. Literally
Keep your confidence,
everyone.
baby bay. You know, you can't hit them all, Hex. I think that's what they say. So Libero's the one who's got cart duty, and that means he's just going to get firebombed all day. But because of the ice block, he can regen some HP, and he will be getting topped up from his team as well. And you know what? It's just Jonak. Jonak comes back over. You're not going to get the res off either, buddy. Get out of here, Masa.
Got the sleep on him, hit him with a nade, hit him with a couple shots. Great play. And he's making sure that that res isn't possible. And through that single kill, New York is taking position on the payload.
Jonak is so good. I mean, there's a reason why this guy got the MVP last year. He is a monster. 1v1, doesn't care. He'll own you. So now, barrier was up, unfortunately, for that sleep, but his teammates are doing a decent enough job. They are trying to set sail through fair seas, but there's a bit of chop ahead, Hex. A little bit of a swell. Atlanta Reign not going to give it to him easy.
Looks like they're going to try to rotate through house here. Nano boost almost up.
Oof. Whoa. Goodbye, Erster. That's a tank mode, too. Not going to happen this time.
Immediately rezzed up.
And that's 2 big kills coming through because that's the damage down. Erster's got a long way to wheel his way back over here. And this is going to be the New York Excel picking up this fight and unlocking the first checkpoint for themselves.
Such a segmented fight. New York kept their bastion in that corner. Jonak rotated. He's in the upper level of the house right now, and he was just doing healing from on high. No one's even looking at him. And then they put a couple pressures on the cart. New York, they've always just seemed like they have these set positions, set plays. Works out really well for him. I don't think Atlanta's going to be able to get back into this.
I don't think so because, yeah, Poco wasn't close enough. So the May wall goes down, and they died too late. It was a matter of seconds. If Poco was able to get back in there, maybe they take it, but look at this. Jonak 1, 2, not going to get the third, and the regen on Mercy's bonkers, so that's a hard task for him, but we will get the flux. This is what he's been designed for. It's his raison d'etre, his meaning in life, Sigma, is to bust bunkers or to take a, he's afraid of water, though, Hex. Doesn't like to take baths.
It's a nice halt from Poco, and they're back into this. Atlanta's holding bridge here. New York started it off better, but Atlanta threw in ultimate after ultimate. Now New York will chuck in the Blizzard.
Oh, and he just barely gets a shield. It's delaying things a little bit, but not before. Now we're going to get a Bob in here. Bob in the mix, but with these barriers, Bob can shoot all day. He's not going to get much done.
Aw, poor Bob.
Poor Bob. That's a really rough existence there. You know, it was brief, Hex, and it was meaningless.
What is my purpose?
What is my purpose?
New York with a great deal of ultimates now, too. Most importantly, Flux online. They've also got 2 support ultimates to work with. Baby Bay can turn into it, or Sabiobi can turn into a tank any moment he chooses. Sabio Bastion in full effect.
Oh, Maywall, though. Nice snipe. Nice snipe. Take advantage of it. And Mako with the flux doesn't necessarily need to splatter him. He can go ahead and lift him up and let his teammates take a chunk. Man advantage, though, as SBB gets overwhelmed by Baby Bay, and Erster was rezzed up, so the Atlanta Reign on the defense can stabilize. No, Jonak again making the plays. Sleep into nade, and then still it's not enough. New York, this is just so back and forth now between these 2 teams.
It's definitely not going to be enough, and now New York is in a really interesting spot. They're going to try to get some exit kills here, but they're the ones getting cleaned up on the way out. Sigma gets pulled back into his death. And Atlanta will stabilize on this defense. New York has made changes. They're off of the Bastion, staying on the May. Sabiobi goes to the Reaper instead. Blizzard could be a nice ultimate to open up, but Libero a little bit away from it now. He's got to be careful. Just put that barrier in front of the window, then you have to worry about it. Atlanta has everything that they want here. About to have all 6 ultimates online.
On the defense or on the offense, ultimates are usually a good thing. Check marks, keep your eye on them. Glowing at the top. Those are the big bust abilities that we keep going on about. So, curious to see. It's just out now, Chaos. Tank mode is here for Erster, but that's just a wrong idea. Pokepo will overwhelm back up, and now you're going to get Gator into it too. So Atlanta Reign every time. They're just turning it around, and now they're gonna go for the Flux as well. Gator smashes Mono. And this is still the Atlanta Reign stabilizing right here at the corner. Minute 30 on the clock here for New York Excel. It's not a whole lot of time to work with.
Gator's just been an absolute monster. He's doing about 11,000 damage per 10, which is the highest number by a decent margin on this entire server. And every time they've needed a big kill, Gator's stepped up to the plate, not shrinking from the spotlight. A new addition to this Atlanta team. Hasn't played a whole lot on the Overwatch League stage, but doesn't seem to be frazzled at all.
Oh. Poco's in it, traded 1 for 1. Again, just running right first into each other. This is getting just a bit scrappy. Barriers all over the place, and it just seems like you got to watch the kill feed because who's gonna die first, Hex?
Saviobi pressures out Dogman, but Dogman hits the shot. We're getting down to it though, Semler. Only 40 seconds remain on the clock for the NYXL offense. It's time to use your ults. You can't take them with you. Supercharger could come out from Mano and then Flux. It's of note that Atlanta doesn't have any ultimates anymore. There's nothing to defend against this Flux. Meko could win this fight for his team.
Yes, it's an opportunity for him to run right through him. So, New York Excel, they've got the tools necessary, and they are not done yet. 15 seconds on the clock, a rock lobbed in. Somebody hit a trebuchet somewhere on this map. And now with the barriers and the bullets, you've got Baby Bay just trying to break these as quickly as possible. Give the New York XL no place to hide. Meko still has yet to find an angle to get that Flux going, but Baby Bay decides it's now time to change up the positioning, and Jonak cut off from the rest of his team.
Yeah, got completely isolated.
And that's it. Nobody on the point, just cut off from the payload, and that is not something we see too often from the New York XL.
Atlanta does a good job holding at that second point. The run back for New York takes a long time. That's why most of these escort or even some of the hybrid maps, it's the worst place to get stopped is right before that checkpoint on the second checkpoint, because you're not getting your spawns move forward. You're running all the way back from first point every time just to set up. So each fight takes you a minute. New York held on to ultimates, I think, a little too long. We're unable to combo them well. And there were so many times that Atlanta did a great job of pressuring, isolating, and eliminating the back line for the NYXL.
You got to give it to them. New York been put a little bit on notice, where I feel like this is the first time that we've seen Rialto again. When this map first came out, it was very uncommon to get to see the end of it, let alone 3 points, 2 points. You know, the battle was usually going on there. All of a sudden, we're right back over there again. That could be due to the meta change. The team's not quite having analyzed exactly how to get around each stage of the map, but that's not the result that New York were looking for. And that is not exactly very far for that cart to get pushed. So Atlanta Reign, it's looking good for them to tie up this series, Hex. And remember, the halftime crew, what they were saying, you know, no teams run it back after 2 maps.
Yeah, not in the playoffs at least. And this is a good luck map for Atlanta. This is the map that they won against the Shock. The Shock got off the cart towards the very end, turned the tides of that series, sent San Francisco eventually down to the lower bracket. That's why you have Atlanta still playing in the upper bracket against NYXL. NYXL leading the series 2-1. Atlanta, if they push payload a little bit further, they will tie up this set. First to 4 will move on to the winners finals.
Halton, no rock. I was looking for the rock. I honestly thought that would have been a really sick combo. Would have been high skill. Instead, you're going to get one chucked in, and we're going to get a Pharah. So finally, something changing up here. We will actually get some Pharah action, some rockets thrown in. So you'll see this kind of combination, Erster and Masa flying around. Plenty of places for Erster to hide and just start cranking damage in here on the New York XL. It's going to make it difficult for New York, but I mean, SBB is going to be on duty for this guy. As soon as he hangs out too far into the open, SBB is going to be looking to drop him.
Well, New York rotates, and they're going to take this time to take all the space that NYXL is giving them. Oh, God.
Yeah, look at that. Look at how fast he drops. If he shows himself, this is the art of Pharah, though, on this map. It's all about playing these angles. How well can you do it? How can you mitigate the damage? And then sneak your damage in on top of it.
Got to use the Italian architecture to your advantage. Dogman finds himself a stray.
Masa will have the res. Now we get the window pane used by New York XL, really wanting to shut this push down. This is forcing the Atlanta Reign to hide around the corners in the back rooms there.
Yeah. They're just going to leave. It's no problem.
Oh, Lantern has been forced, though. There's vulnerability here on the side of New York. And yep, you take the Lantern, you get the kills. Arster and Baby Bay roll right through with the help of Gator, and that's Atlanta Reign running right through the defense. Libero buying just a little bit more time. That's the usual thing here with the maze. But that was a great fight thrown in there by Atlanta.
Extremely patient, and in so many of the different metas and compositions, we talk about baiting out ultimates. In this meta in particular, there's so many important basic abilities that you have to bait out. It's all about cooldown management. They get the immortality field out, they kill it, and then here comes the actual damage, the barrage over top. New York has put pressure on this cart, though.
Yeah. Coalescence getting in there as well here by Dogman, looking to win this fight. But the Blizzard is just making life so difficult here for the Atlanta Reign. Looks like they will survive it, but it's a solid push or a solid fight getting thrown in here by New York Excel at the very end, right before the first point. New York doing a good job of staggering this out. Oh, this is it, the bunker bust play though from Gator, and is he gonna get him? Looks like it. Erster gone though, blows himself up. Still 3 down here on the side of New York, and it's looking like the rest of them are about to follow. So Atlanta Reign will collect that first point, and they boost their time back up to 4 minutes.
4 minutes remaining for the Atlanta Reign to try to tie up this series and get us down to a 2-map win scenario. Taking a lot of positioning here. There's not been many switches to try to deal with the Pharaoh Mercy. It's all on Bastion to be able to do it. Libero has gone off of the maid to the Doomfist. Because at some point, someone's got to pressure this back line. If you can take down Dogman, it makes the Pharaoh Mercy combo less intensive because the Pharaoh would have to, the Mercy rather, would have to concentrate more on healing everybody.
Nice halt though. That gets him onto the low ground, puts him out of position. Bit of an awkward spot. Mono barely getting out of harm's way. And SBB just trying to mow him down, but again, a tool for every situation here on Sigma. Dodges the damage, gets out of harm's way, even gets a bit of a barrier, and he will live to fight another day. Can't say the same for Baby Bay though. Meko's gonna dome him, and this is going to be the flux thrown in here by Meko. Ursa trying to make the difference. He's gonna find one with the barrage, but he opens himself up to getting capitalized on, and he is gone. So the Atlanta Reign getting ground down to a halt, but still, Hex, so much time on the clock. They don't need to be getting too stressed out now.
3 minutes, that's essentially 3 pushes, but we are going to see compositional changes for the Atlanta Reign. Off of the Pharaoh Mercy now. Gonna stay on the Mercy? Yeah, it looks like they're gonna stay on it. Valkyrie's an okay ultimate. I don't hate it. But Baby Bay and Erster now on a Reaper and May combination. The May, of course, to put a wall up in front of the Bastion, at least momentarily. They will do just that.
Force New York back. No reason for New York to die on this hill, though. They're going to give a little bit of ground, but then they're going to try and get in position. 1 step ahead of the Atlanta Reign. Wings are out now for Masa. Going to be getting the heals out, but it's not enough. Baby Bay gets picked. Rez is there, but that buys valuable time, and that could mean that they fall behind in the heals. Atlanta Reign, though, sticking together and making it work. SBB with the tanks, hunting for a squishy and not going to find one. That would have been a sick shot, but he just barely misses it. And so they're right on the doorstep now. Is this the fight that they can pull off here? Atlanta Reign trying to their best right now to find a weakness in this defense, but it's just not looking likely. Libero takes down Baby Bay to start, and Libero the one going on a tear now. 2 kills to his name, looking for a third. Not going to find it because his teammates are greedy. But that's a solid defense set up there from New York XL.
90 seconds left, and NYXL did that without really having to use ultimates. Tank mode came out, but that's about it. And they're nearing 80% or higher on all the important ultimates with only 90 seconds left. Baby Bay's got to play a little more carefully. He has died first in like the last 4 engagements. He's burned reses for his team and then dies immediately. But he has been the first to fall in several of these fights.
He's having a real tough time of it. 7 final blows for him. Hasn't really been that high kill kind of game though. Scrappiness. So now on to the point, and this is all about keeping a presence here, and Mono going down is a big deal. Animo's got the wings out. We'll see if he can actually manage to get the res off, and he will boldly go for the play, makes it happen, gives up his life in the process, but then the rest of the Atlanta Reign have died in the meantime. SBB just going to work. Close quarters here with the tank mode again. Oh, that's sick. And Libero, that's what you're looking for. Shuts down the Blossom for Baby Bay. And it's, whether he gets a kill or not, it's all about that minion stun that comes out with the fist.
It was a 3v2. Baby Bay thought he could bring it back, get the healing that he needed going there, and now we have Ursa switching to the Genji. Importantly though, Supercharger up, Flux up, Popo and Gator, the tank line for the Atlanta Reign, could win this map for them and tie up the series.
Now or never, Hex. 15 seconds. Let's go. We're going to get the bongos here. We're going to get the flux as well. And he's looking to place it. Yep, throws it in, cuts him out. But in the meantime, that's just not enough. Gator goes down to start off this fight. Atlanta Reign not going to be pleased about that. No mercy this time around to bring people back to life, to bring them back into the eternal suffering that is running into the meat grinder that is the New York Excel defense. They are getting dominated now. Atlanta Reign even having to go for the Hammond just to buy some time. It's Gator. Last man alive here for the Atlanta Reign, and he just barely keeps it going, but that's going to be it. They finally drop him, and this is going to be the New York Excel extending their lead to 3 maps in the series.
The NYXL, which had been doing substitutions